Agreement. Okay, I am recording, just to remind you. So if you have a question, make sure you raise your hand. Now for this one, I went through ACT real tests for the last 10 years to get just these questions. And I will tell you that a couple of them were hard. ACT categorizes subject verb as one of their hardest skills. And there were a couple of them I was like, what? So keep in mind that there's going to be, I think it was it 2 and 7, I think it was. So we're going to look at them, but just be aware of that. All right, so you're looking at your answers. Number 1, the best way for subject-verb agreement, and it's not just subject-verb agreement, it's pronoun antecedent because they're the same rules. They have to match in number and gender for pronoun antecedent. So the way to answer these is to just find your subject. And the one thing that makes it hard, because that itself is not hard, okay? Singular subject, singular verb, no big deal, is that they don't put them together. And so you have to find what it is they're talking about. They like to put 20 words between the two. All right, so when you look at number 1, okay, reveals is what's underlined. So what has been revealed? You've got to go through and figure out what the subject is. And what is it talking about? Her letters, right? Mm-hmm. And is letters singular or plural? Plural. So you need your plural verb. Okay, so it's reveal. Number 2, okay, you're looking at has been. Has and is are singular. Have and are plural. Okay. Beautiful written sentences composed by the prolific and talented author has been integral to his success. Okay, so you guys are looking at author and you're thinking, okay, let's match it with author. But by the prolific and talented author is a prepositional phrase. You got to take it out. Okay. So that leaves us with what the actual subject is, which is sentences. Okay, and sentences. Okay, so when I typed them in, I just accidentally flipped the order. On the answer key, C was have been and B was. So when I circled it, that's why it was. I'll fix it in go formative, okay? It is B. So the subject is sentences. Sentences is plural. Okay, and you have to match it to your verb, and then have is plural. Okay. Number 3. Number 3.
It was wrong on your part.
All right. The size and style of the dress is not to my liking. This is a compound subject. It's talking about size and style, so you need a plural verb, so it's are. All right. This is another one where you've got a big long phrase in between it. So cross it out. We do not care what that selfish man has. You've got to look at the subject, which is the man, and man is singular. So you have to have a singular verb, which is has. So in terms of has been versus has being, you've got to look at the word unwillingly. You can't say has being unwillingly. You've got to have has been. Number 5. Of grammar is a prepositional phrase. Get rid of it. It's talking about mastery. Okay, that's singular. Okay, and so you need is. So the answer is C. Swimming pools that are above ground. The word that tells you it's a phrase, but it's needed, but cross it out. We don't care. What is it talking about? It's talking about the pools. And then pools, that's plural, so you need are. Now the question is, when you look at B, you've got are right there. So what's the difference between are being and are? Swimming pools are being mocked this is where you would look at this part that I crossed out to tell you that it's just are. They have to stay, every verb tense has to be the same in the whole sentence and paragraph. All right, number 6. Nope, we just did number 6. Number 7, this one was the one that made me beat my head against the wall. So we're looking here at our answer choices, and we notice that this one doesn't have a comma, this one does, and this one doesn't. And then we've got were and was. So it's testing you on 2 skills at the same time. So first we have to figure out, I would do the verb first when it does that. The philosophy of organic architecture, get rid of it. With the scope of its meaning, get rid of all of that. Okay. Philosophy, okay, that is singular, so we know that it's going to be was. Okay. Now we've got to do the comma. So we're getting rid of the wers. So is it projects, comma, or no comma? Well, when we look at our sentence, we see the comma here with the word with. So we know that we have to have the comma at the end of the phrase, projects, so we keep that, so the answer is C. Okay. That one is one of those that they'll have ones just like that. All right, and then on the mantle, above my grandmother's fireplace, this is another one that it was like, oh, really? And it has to do with lies the collected shells from our evening beach walks. Okay. Lie is plural. And then lies is singular. Okay. So when you look at the subject, what is our subject here? We're getting rid of on the mantle, right? Correct. From our evening beach walks, get rid of that. Above my grandmother's fireplace, the shells actually come after, the subject comes after the verb. So you're like, well, shells is plural. Do you guys remember what a collective noun is? A collective noun is where you have a group of something that acts as one. So like class. There's a lot of you in here, right? Mm-hmm. But it's one class. So even though shells is plural, it's a group of shells, isn't it? And so that group is one group. And so it's singular. Okay? All right, see everybody tomorrow.